Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plasse.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
.807 on the nose here on this 27th day of February. In the year 2018, Anno Domini. This is done. Ken's done.
The views expressed by Ken Stomsky during his monologue are just his, not those of Westfield State University, the radio club, or underwriters, or any sane person. And now...
You know what, Pete?
What's going on, Ken?
Today... we're going to be chatting about television from the 50s and 60s.
Yes.
I wasn't even born yet.
Don't rub it in.
But thanks to the explosion of cable television in the 80s, I was able to get my fill. You see, on TV Land, in the 80s and 90s, they showed things like The Brady Bunch, Gilligan's Island, Hogan's Heroes, and other shows from the 50s, 60s, and early 70s.
Leave it to Beaver.
That's how I discovered those classic television shows. Now they show The Cosby Show, Full House, and others from the 80s and 90s, which I have no interest in watching. TV Land now sucks.
It's official. Oh.
I have been lucky to find some classics on some obscure satellite channels. The Stooges, MASH, The Jack Benny Show.
Ooh.
However, I just guess I could hop on YouTube if I want to watch a classic TV show now. But that requires too much effort. I either have to watch on my desktop, my laptop, my tablet, or my phone. Of course, I could just screen share a device to my television, but that would require me changing the input on the television.
Oh, boy.
I don't want to do that. I want to use one remote control. The control that I have memorized where all the buttons are. I don't have to look at the remote in order to use it. Yes, I make money installing complex home cinema systems and whole home audio and video systems.
How does he say that in one sentence?
It doesn't.
I program a fancy universal remote for the clients to make things easier.
Yeah.
But I don't want that for myself. Yes, I have a home theater at my house with a projector and a rack of equipment to control everything. I only use it several times a year. I'm talking about casual television watching now. With the remote, you can hold under the blanket and still operate the TV.
Oh, my God.
And watching TV that doesn't suck. As a dealer for a television service provider, I have a demo account at my home. I have access to approximately 500 channels, not including pay-per-view or on-demand.
Oh my God.
I have about 100 or so in my favorites list, of which I routinely watch about 10. But I have to have all those channels on my list just in case one of those channels decides to show I Love Lucy. For instance, IFC reran the comedy Soap last year. One of the best television shows of all time. They played the series once, and then it was gone. That was it. 25 years ago, I said to myself, I hope I never turn into my parents. Yeah, it happened. I noticed it about 10 years or so ago, when my father and I were remodeling my house, and we were able to agree on the radio station. WDRC, the oldies station.
Oh, ouch.
Well, back when I was growing up, oldies were 50s and 60s. When we were listening to that station, oldies ended up being 60s and 70s. There is an oldies station broadcasting in the area now. Their idea of oldies is 70s, 80s, and 90s. 90s, Wisco Tango Foxtrot. I was already graduated from school and moved out of my parents' house. OMG. I sound like an old man. An old man who hates change, but who loves television. Even horrible television like that show Big Brother. Oh, wait, there's actually an old man in the studio today who watches that show.
Wait a minute here.
And after the next break, he and I will talk about the finality of Celebrity Big Brother, which will also be the last time we chat about Big Brother until the summer.
Oh, freedom, everyone, freedom.
Don't walk up to that black and white Zenith console television and change the channel or adjust that rotor.
Don't touch that dial.
Instead, keep that FM aerial aimed right here at 89.5. We're talking vintage television today. We'll be back right after.
Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut. Visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plasse.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Commercial Distributing Company of Westfield. Now in its third generation of family ownership, Commercial is one of the premier beverage distributors of Western Massachusetts. The Plasse family and the staff of Commercial Distributing wishes you good times throughout the year and urges you to drink responsibly. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Wally Computer Associates, one of the largest technology providers in North America. Headquartered in Southwick, Wally provides all of the products and services that you'd expect from a world-class technology partner to schools, colleges, businesses, as well as state and local governments and agencies. Wally Computer Associates, meeting all of your technology needs. On the web at WCA.com.
Underwriting for community broadcasting on WSKB is provided by the Press Room, a community coffee and snack cafe right in the heart of Westfield's Gaslight District. The news of the day always includes a steaming cup of coffee or tea, donuts, bagels, pastry, and other delectable treats at the Press Room. Open weekdays 7 to 5, Saturdays and Sundays 7 to noon. The Press Room, 62 School Street, Westfield.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Discussions of local politics, events, happenings, and miscellany potpourri. Ken's Den, Tuesday, 8 to 10.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Do you know who I am?
Kenny!
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Who the hell is that? Kenny!
Who is that?
Kenny!
Who the hell is that?
Kenny!
Who is that?
Kenny!
It's
Kenny, the Facebook guy.
Giggity, giggity, giggity. Giggity, 8:17 going on to 8:18 in the morning.
That was
But
wonderful.
wait, there's more.
Here on this 27th day of February.
Yes.
In the year 2018. Anno Domini, this is The Den. Ken's Den, Ken Stomsky behind the microphone in front of the Radio Millennium Board. Getting to the keys, Peter Cowles, the fan favorite of February.
That's
Do I
it,
have
yeah.
that right? Side chick. Kathi Palmer.
I be here.
Jay Pagluica's hanging around because we're going to be talking about vintage television coming up. And also, Bob is in the studio.
Yes.
Still.
Bob?
Yeah.
How do you
Because-
spell Bob? Spelled the same way, forward and backward.
You know what that sound means, right?
This is the last time, Kathy. This is the last time until summer.
Oh, gee.
Until summertime. And then we have 3 months of it.
I love it. Oh my
I
God!
can't
It's the
wait.
last time.
This was
I
one
could
of.
only handle the accelerated version.
The accelerated version was wonderful. The Celebrity
Peter,
Big Brother.
We're going to
What a great show.
Enthusiasm.
Yep. Since
What?
I watched the entire thing over the weekend to catch up.
Oh my God! What did you think? Isn't it kind of like grows on you?
It is the worst show on television.
Thank you.
Goes
Peter.
on you like a
Thank you.
wart.
Thank you.
Oh.
So, since we were last in
Throw
here,
people in a house and let them skeeve and connive and do anything they can to win.
Yeah.
That's not what we promote in this country, Bob. That's not a good liberal value.
Oh.
Being competitive.
You learn all about the presidency.
Maybe it is the liberal value.
It is.
well, yeah, there were some cheaters and liars in there.
Yeah, right.
Oh my. Oh,
I
no.
still thought Omarosa was going to win, but then she talked herself right out of the joint. She
Yes.
literally schemed herself out of the house.
Well, she did. But you know what happened during that entire run of that show is I began to like the villainess of all time. The villain of all time.
because she wants to
Omarosa.
sell a book.
No.
She played everybody.
No, I watched her as a
Even
as a
Julie Chen
therapist.
called her a villain to her face.
Oh, I know, but she really isn't. And you know, I went back in her
Bob,
I went
she
back
crazy.
in her I went back in her biography. Get this, she does have a master's in communication.
Yeah, she's
And-
super intelligent,
and
but
a
she's
dir-
also crazy.
She worked in the White House under the Clinton
I
administration.
know she
They
did.
just
She's
want you-
crazy.
Yeah, and I went back, and
She's
that
crazy.
was true. That she actually did. She also was the girlfriend of Michael Clark Duncan, who was in The Green Mile, the
Yes, I know.
big actor.
Yeah,
And
she
when
ended up
he
marrying a
died-
pastor. She got religion.
Yeah, but he died. He had a
Yeah,
heart
he was
attack.
in the electric chair.
No, he died in real life. He had
No, he had a heart attack.
Heart
He died
attack.
early.
Well, yeah, you put
And
somebody
she
in the electric
found
chair.
him,
That happens.
and she did CPR on him and saved him until the guys came from the hospital, and then he died in the
EMTs.
hospital. But she's had a really incredible life. I really have learned to love Omarosa. That was the revelation of this whole show.
Only
At any-
Bob, you understand she's flipped sides more times than
I
a
know.
used mattress in a hotel.
No,
I
thing as
am
bad publicity.
I am all for Omarosa. All right, so she didn't win.
Since we were in here last week, on Friday, they had a double elimination.
Yeah.
That's when James went home,
Yes.
and then Omarosa went home, too, on that
That's
double elimination.
That's exactly right. Yes, and I thought that both James and Omarosa.
He played a good game too.
Yeah, James is a really good-looking young man who was in,
Omarosa, literally.
the Rush. What's the name of the group?
Big
that he-
Time Rush.
Big Time Rush is his big claim to fame. I don't know that. Do you know Big Time Rush?
No, I do not.
No.
The only
He's a singer.
celebrity
But the sleeper
I knew
was
on this
Marissa.
thing was the
intern.
Ross, the intern.
Ross
The
Matthews.
sleeper was
and that's
Marissa.
not even.
And if you happen to know, I came really close to predicting him winning. He came in second.
Right, me too. I
And
thought-
The
you
only
know
thing
what?
that saved Marissa was winning that last HOH.
If people,
She would've been out.
if the jury voted the way they normally do on Big Brother,
right.
Russ would have won because you had a couple of people on that jury voting personally and not for gameplay.
or Meta World
Fix.
Peace just pulling one out of the bag.
Fix.
Yep. So,
Well, no.
if they had played the game properly, Russ would have won because Marissa
Marissa Janet Winokur.
She was a floater, and floaters never win on Big Brother. This is the first floater to ever win on that show.
Well, let me tell you, though, she gave a speech, and this is what she did. She had the choice of putting up somebody who she could win with, or somebody that she knew that she may not win with. And because she had promised to put Ross in the final two, she chose Ross Matthews. She kept her word, even though Ross would have won. I, in that very moment, started to think, this is a woman who is true to her word. I'm going to vote her into the spotlight. And I think...
But she was a floater.
I know that,
but... She rode on Ross's game the entire 2.5 weeks.
Mm-hmm. She played everybody for everybody, and she honestly played the best game, though.
She did really
Ross
well.
played the second. Literally, Ross played the second best game.
Yeah.
Being a floater is not playing the best game.
Sure it is. You lie with everybody, and you cause
says the non-Big Brother viewer.
That's because you forced me to watch it.
Well, had you watched it in the past, you'll know what I'm talking about.
I can't believe you binge-watched.
Celebrities don't play the game like everybody else. Celebrities play the game like celebrities.
Some of them played the game properly.
Yeah, Shannon was out early.
Yeah, because she was a good player.
Right.
Yeah.
She played the game properly. Mm-hmm. They wanted her out because they don't play like normal people. They're not normal people. They're celebrities.
And perhaps if Rudy Huxtable's breastises were still working, maybe she would have won, too, because she was a good player.
Meta would have won. Meta would have been another floater.
Meta was adult.
But he was again, you call him a floater.
He wasn't even a floater. He probably didn't even know he was on the set of Big Brother.
Oh, he knew that.
He graduated with a degree in architecture and something else.
Ron Artest?
No.
Meta World Peace, same guy.
And what's his name?
Ron Artest was his real name. He changed his name to Meta World Peace after he went into the stands and beat up a few fans at an NBA basketball game.
Oh, wow.
And he was suspended for a year.
Oh, my gosh. There's a
little anger issue with Ron Artest.
Oh, my God.
Typical jock.
Were you happy with the
Not
season?
typical.
Mr. Big Fan over there, Ken Stomsky. Big Brother.
Do we want to open this up to
brother.
callers? Because I know there's a fan out there listening.
Yeah.
413-572-5579. Throw in your 2 cents on Celebrity Big Brother.
I think it was one of the most enjoyable. I actually watched the Olympics, and I taped the Olympics so I could watch Big Brother.
Oh, so did I.
Yeah.
I didn't care about the Olympics
It was
either.
that good. I can't stop talking about it.
He even stopped talking to me because he had to go watch Big Brother.
Oh,
I was insulted.
Yeah.
So I got to go now.
But when you have something that's really kind of like unknowable, it's not scripted, that show. Do you think that? Do you think that they?
No, the editing is really good though.
When they go into the diary room,
Right.
the producers kind of steer them in a direction that they want them to go in.
So the producer is asking questions of them, or will you hear that when you watch it? You watched it on nonstop.
They almost give instructions to the players.
Give me an example.
They'll say, "Okay, we've been doing some surveys. We're getting a feel for things. We need you to throw the contest today."
We need you to throw the contest.
Yeah,
It's
things
all
like that.
entertainment.
Yeah.
And so they throw the contest?
They encourage you to play a certain way from time to time.
Reality TV is.
And you hear them
but.
saying that on the
No. This is inside information.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If anybody knows inside,
That's why even on the feeds they don't have any cameras on the inside of the diary room, because that's where the producers guide people and give instructions.
But they don't tell them who to vote for, or in the end. I don't think, right?
They may sway you.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to be like The Voice that I don't watch any longer because that's a big sham. But
It's all a big sham. Where have you been? Any reality show is made to entertain you.
They're all stacked. Pickers, any one of them.
It's made to entertain you.
I'm not saying it's all fake, Bob, or scripted, but
you guys all bust on
fake.
You guys all bust on wrestling, but that's more unscripted than
Really?
But at least they're honest about it.
Right.
Is watching Sarah Sanders on the press conference at the White House,
ouch.
that's scripted as well? Do you think my whole life has been scripted?
Yes, Bob, you're in the Matrix.
Oh, no.
I've been on a roll this morning, Kathy.
Oh, God, help me.
I know.
Oh, gosh.
And he's out here going, put me back.
Well, all I can say, Ken Stumsky, I cannot wait until do you think they'll bring Ross back for Celebrity Big Brother 2? Who are they going to bring
I don't
back?
think we're going to have a Celebrity Big Brother for another 2 years at least.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I think that's going to be a yearly thing.
I think it's going to be a yearly
Bob,
thing.
I think you ought to go and try out for Celebrity.
Well, they're actually looking for a
Did you see Bob?
Big
Bob
Brother.
could
Yeah,
win.
casting is open right now for the normal Big Brother.
That's right. Yeah.
Bob, go for the casting call.
I'd be in there for 3. No, but
3
then
months.
they never cast a 70.
You know, you might not. You know,
They cast a guy in his 60s.
They've had elderly people on there before. Plus, you could be the
Elderly
token.
people?
Hey,
Yeah.
watch
The token gay guy. The token gay old
Bob,
man.
you're a triple threat.
I am,
Hey.
but I couldn't.
Look, ever since they did, what was this first Survivor thing? Ever since they had the token guy on the Survivor, it
That's
worked.
right. That's right.
Yeah,
yeah.
it
I'm not-
works.
Speaking of Survivor, that starts tonight.
Oh, no!
Wait a minute.
Oh my God, who the hell
Should
There
I
you
watch
go. Yeah,
Survivor?
that's the right one.
Survivor's only on once a week, right?
Correct.
So that's actually kind of good. It sort of saves us. Kathy, are you watching Survivor Ghost Island?
No.
No.
No. Okay. All right.
It's
9.
It has to be a good show because it's their 23rd season.
No, it's a
really?
cheap show. It's their 23rd season.
It doesn't cost anything to produce.
It does.
You have to get to the island,
You got it.
Yeah.
It's probably off the shores
and you have a
of
crew.
Catalina,
And you have a
right?
crew of about 30 people. You have to
You
figure out
charter
for
a
the
boat for a
Still cheaper than doing a-
3-hour cruise.
Like a drama or something.
Still cheaper than doing something up on a set in Canada.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. So Survivor starts tonight.
Yeah.
Big Brother is over. We are
Yeah.
Isn't the
praising.
Amazing Race almost over
Yeah.
too?
The Amazing Race is
Or
over.
is it mid-season?
No, that's done.
It's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
So why are we still here?
Yes, I'm leaving. I'm actually leaving right now because I am.
I'm kicking them out.
You have
you're
lots
kicking
to
me
do?
out.
And
I
you
do have
know,
lots.
I have a feeling by next week, Bob, I may have a little bit of remorse that Survivor's over and
No.
done
Big
with.
Brother's over.
And
You'll need some therapy.
yeah, I might.
And now it's time for therapy with Bob Plasse.
You'll be hearing that next week.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll make an appointment for you next week. See you at my office next week.
Okay.
Okay, Dr.
I'll
Bob.
see you
Thank you,
then.
Doctor.
8:31 in the morning. Bob, get out there and volunteer. We'll be back right after this.
You better think about what you're trying to do to me. Think, let your mind go, let yourself be free. Let's go way on, way back when. I didn't even know you couldn't have been too much more than 10. Just now. I ain't no psychiatrist, I ain't no doctor with the degree.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. Visit on the web at baystatedental.com. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Discussions of local politics, events, happenings, and miscellany potpourri. That's what you'll find on Ken's Den, Tuesdays from 8 till 10.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
8:34, this is Ken's Den.
That it is, yes.
Pete Coles in front of the board.
Pete Coles is in front of the board.
You
Am I going to
invited him.
regret?
Are you going to regret
fighting him?
Absolutely.
Now you're getting the
you
repeater.
are. Yes.
We already do.
Oh.
I had to say
He's got a
that.
sugar rush going on. He's consumed several donuts.
Can I have a cough drop? Because I need more sugar, and I know they have more sugar.
I'm going to excuse myself for a minute, and you guys can battle it out when I come back. Whatever remains, I'll deal with.
So Jay's here for a reason. In the past, we would show up on each other's shows and
agonize
not
each
know
other, give each other grief.
and not know what we were gonna do. So one day I show up on a Friday morning.
One of our favorite things is talking about old television themes, radio themes, anything old like me, and there's stuff that I remember growing up with. Yeah, me.
I didn't say a word.
So
I'm older than you.
no, it can't be by much. So
I don't know.
Yep.
you want to start this argument again?
Yes, let's. I'm free television days.
Yeah, whoa!
Whoa!
Yeah.
Boing.
Yeah, well, bing, boing. So it's all the old television shows that we remember from the 50s and the 60s.
Or
and
we
even
don't
some
remember.
of the 70s, or that we don't. No, I remember those. Yesterday, I don't remember, but yeah, I remember those.
Yesterday?
Well, yeah, what was yesterday?
Yesterday.
Today is Tuesday, so that means yesterday. Well, yesterday was the day before. This week was last week. This week was next week.
Today
last
was
week.
yesterday. Today was tomorrow. So yesterday is
Yesterday, tomorrow was today.
and tomorrow today will be yesterday.
Right, so don't
Okay.
confuse this.
Okay, we got
I
it.
can.
My show.
Moving on. Moving on, Ken. Moving
So
on.
I show up on that Friday morning. It's like, what are we gonna do? Oh well, let's play theme songs and just talk about it. And then that grew into Pete bringing in some recordings and trying to stump us, and we tried to figure out what they were.
Yeah, but all his was 80s, and nobody knows 80s stuff. That's when
was there TV in the 80s?
Yeah, well, that's when TV. That's when you evolved from the TV theme that everybody knew and sang when they went to school to the 15-second snippet because it was in the way of a commercial.
So this is the 9th time now.
You count?
Yeah, I keep track of all this. I log all of my broadcasts at home.
And this is the 9th.
This is the 9th time.
Number 9?
Yeah, number 9. Number 9.
What was that from?
That's the Beatles' White Album.
Yes. and it was also something on another album in 1969 where the stage manager was up there in between acts checking microphones going, number 9, number 9, number 9.
You have me. What is it?
Woodstock. Check the Woodstock album. There is a place where that happened.
I wasn't there.
I wasn't either.
I don't remember being
I was
there.
alive, but I wasn't there. I was working.
So, Pete, we're going to start. So you can put your phone down.
Your other guest is on his way. He's walking over.
Oh, okay.
He just sent me a message.
All right, he might have even sent me something, but I don't have my phone out.
Okay.
Let's start with early morning stuff.
Early mornings. Yes, you do. Now, start with naming some of the characters that were on this show. There were regular characters.
He recognized it. He recognizes
I
it.
recognize it, but I don't know what it
One
was.
of the props was ping pong balls.
Was this the romper room?
No.
No.
Now, the ping pong balls were utilized by a character called Mr. Moose.
Okay.
And he would drop them on Bunny Rabbit
Gotcha.
and the captain.
Yep. Gotcha.
And another prop in the room was Grandfather Clock. Another character was Mr. Green Jeans, the dancing bear.
Can't forget the trolley.
Oh.
No.
The trolley was on a
You
different
just
one.
Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
That was Mr.
That was
Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it. You blew it out of the studio. Kick him out. Captain Kangaroo.
And
guys.
I have the list right in front of me. Yeah,
Captain Kangaroo, one of the longest running national morning kids programs.
I've updated.
I like that
Nick.
one.
Good morning, Nick.
Good morning.
Now, a question for you, Jay. When was Captain Kangaroo on? Do you remember? It was on for a long time.
Forever. Yeah.
Jack,
Good morning, Nick.
Jack Keeshan?
Yes. Jack Keeshan, I believe is his name. Yep.
When did
Bob
it
Keeshan.
Bob? Okay.
Bob Keeshan.
When did it start?
And I believe it was the late 50s and certainly ran through the 60s, all of the 60s. And before he was on television as Captain Kangaroo. And why was he called Captain Kangaroo? Why did that name stick?
No clue.
Because he always wore a jacket with all these big deep pockets like a kangaroo. So that's how he got the name.
I grew up watching that guy.
Yeah.
Bring that mic right to you. You know how to play this game.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Nick Morganelli joining us in the studio.
Yeah,
good morning, Nick.
Good morning. Thanks for the invite.
Now, you
say
know
that
what we
now.
do.
See if you say that when you're
we'll see.
You know us. You
I'll
listen
never be
to
back.
us. Yet
Careful.
you came anyway. Before Bob Keeshan was Captain Kangaroo, he was on another kids show in the 50s, but he wasn't Captain Kangaroo. He wasn't playing a person you would recognize. He was a character.
He was a clown, wasn't he?
He was. That was Clarabelle the Clown.
Yeah, he was a clown.
That
Howdy
was
Doody.
from Howdy Doody.
Howdy
That's
Doody.
correct. Yeah.
So Nick, basically,
sad that I knew that.
Basically, we play a theme song here, and we try to guess what it's from, and then we talk about it.
Awesome.
And we're into early morning stuff right now, and let's go on to our next piece.
Now this one grew a lot of child character actors, many of whom stayed in the business for many, many years. A lot of them got into this because basically their parents were part of the crew of various movie productions at the time. This was 1930s.
Ooh. Ouch.
Yeah. Now,
Ouch.
and we call it a television theme because it stood the test of time and spent many, many years in reruns on television.
And they made a movie out of it recently.
Yeah.
Last decade or so.
Yeah.
So you're calling it the Rascals.
All the little kids.
Little Rascals.
Spanky.
And our gang.
Alfalfa.
Alfalfa was one of the guys. Now, Robert Blake, little Bobby Blake, was one of the characters.
Eddie Murphy from Saturday Night Live did a great job with his buckwheat from that.
And you know
Otay.
what's interesting about a lot of them, a lot of those kids died very young.
Well, there was a curse. Yeah, there was a curse of the Little Rascals.
They were like
yes.
15.
Oh, wow.
There was
They
a curse?
did.
Yeah.
They died
Well,
young.
of course.
You know,
there's a
I
curse
probably
of
read about
everything.
that somewhere.
Yeah, it was in Uncle John's bathroom reader or something
I
like
think
that.
Robert
yeah.
Blake is the only one that is still alive, is he not?
Yeah, but he's in jail, isn't he?
I know.
so how is that better?
It's still a curse.
Yeah, they did. They were like 40, and although it was it Dolly, the character that played
Darla.
Darla. Didn't she work in Stage West or something for a while?
I didn't know that.
You know, ask Denny Akins. I vaguely
Denny would know
remember.
that, yeah.
I remember Denny telling me because when we were younger, we used to go there.
Okay.
And I remember him saying she had some involvement. So when you see Danny, Peter, ask him about Darla.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I remember growing up with that on television because my cousins were in Boston, and I would always go over there. And I had a cousin who was huge into theater. She's like 10 years older than me, and from high school on, she was always somehow involved in theater. And she loved Little Rascals because they always did things like, let's build a little stage and have a theater in the backyard. and that's why that was so popular, because it was the first set of shorts where the movie producer basically let the kids be kids, and it was entertaining.
Yeah.
That was what the magic of that was, that they let the kids be kids.
Did they ever colorize some of those episodes? I remember them all being black and white.
Yeah, they were all black and white. I don't ever remember them
I don't
messing them up by
colored.
coloring them. No, don't colorize my kids' movies. No.
No, interesting.
I have enough time on the clock to do one more, Pete.
Saturday morning, when they're dancing, the whole cast was dancing across the stage.
This is my childhood. I grew up on
Yeah,
it.
right, exactly.
Saturday morning cartoons.
My favorite. Yep.
I would sit on the couch on Saturday mornings with my 40-year-old uncle, and we'd both be cracking up and laughing watching these cartoons.
Exactly.
And there was another theme. There was some other theme music.
Oh.
They changed it over the years, but that was, I don't know what period of time that was.
That was the one that I grew up with.
The Bugs Bunny
Yeah.
Roadrunner Hour. That's what that was. This was the theme to the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner
okay.
Hour. Now, all of the voices on all of those classic cartoons were played by
Mel Blanc.
Mel Blanc.
Yep.
And just a couple of weeks ago, I ran an interview that was actually on WTIC 1080 out of Hartford with
In the
Mel
early
Blanc.
70s.
It was done in the early 70s, and it was just so much fun. Where Mel Blanc talked about his early days in radio. That's where he got started on the Jack Benny Show.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
They called him
he was great on the
remember
Jack
him.
Benny show.
I remember that.
Yes. And you could hear some of the character vocalizations that eventually made it into the
Yep,
cartoons.
Yep.
They called him the man of 1,000 voices. I don't know how many he did, but they were countless.
And there was a video once of him doing these voices, and he would screw up his face to look like the character. That's how he got into character for the voice.
Yeah, I remember seeing him. I think it was on a talk show. I don't know if it was Johnny Carson but he was being interviewed, and he would just come out. He'd start to do the voice, and it was just weird seeing him, and then he'd be the cartoon character. It's like, that's a human person doing that, you know.
And it's so much, especially when you've only heard it and never seen that. You've seen the cartoon character, but to hear that come out of a human, like, whoa!
And he can't be duplicated. All through the different renditions of these cartoons, the Merry Melodies, the Looney Tunes. They actually have new Warner Brothers cartoons out.
Because nobody could do that voice.
And none of the voices are the same.
No.
Yeah, his son tried for a while. I think his son went into the business, and he came as close as anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't interviewed me, so.
I didn't know you were up for the part.
I can do a really good Marvin Martian.
One of my favorite.
the planet Earth. Oh my! Where's the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Yeah, okay, that's good. What was the name of the weapon?
The Illudium Q-36 space modulator. Told you I grew up with that stuff.
I'm a little frightened that you threw it.
Some things you just don't forget.
Oh, God. 8:47 in the morning. Quick break, Pete.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore at Westfield State University, right here in the Ely Campus Center. Whether you're a student, faculty member, or friend of the university, it's the place to shop. Everything from Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise to all of your academic needs. Offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Visit the bookstore on campus or online at www.westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
Support for community programming on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. Visit bettsplumbing.com or 14 Coleman Avenue, Westfield. Public welcome.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Comcast and Xfinity.com. With the Xfinity Double Play and Xfinity Triple Play, you can choose to bundle Comcast services for a great value. Experience Xfinity TV, Internet, home phone, and home security services. Explore all that Xfinity has to offer in the Westfield area on the web at Xfinity.com. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Friday mornings is something different on 89.5 FM. It's JP's Talk About Town.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Old Max, we go everywhere together. Right, boy?
At Pet Stuffers, we know there's nothing like a relationship between a man and his dog. Sometimes you just can't let go.
Max, you didn't eat your food. That's the second week in a row. Max?
When the unspeakable happens, just put your four-legged friend in the refrigerator or freezer. Then call Pet Stuffers. We'll be there within a week to pick him up, and in less than a month, he'll be back as good as new. Through an ancient Egyptian miracle process called taxidermy, you and your best friend will always be together.
Yeah, that's a good dog.
Pet Stuffers, when you just can't let go. And coming soon, grandparents forever.
Great diversion from reality.
I hate to tell
WSKB brought to you by Pet Stuffers.
Ken?
Yes. Kathy?
I did have a cat in the freezer.
Ooh.
You did.
I did.
Did you send them to Pet Stuffers?
No.
So
No.
Did you go from like 9 to 8 at that point in time?
Yeah, I think so. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was winter. I couldn't bury it, so I had to put it in the freezer.
Well,
a whole cat?
Yeah.
Well, they're not that big.
I was almost there. I had a bird die.
Oh.
And we couldn't bury the bird, so he went in a Ziploc baggie, went in the freezer, and the kids would open up the freezer. So my son says, "Dad, when are we going to bury
the bird?"
I'm like, well, the ground's frozen. We have to wait.
Oh, dear.
So Kathy, the cat.
Yes, Ken?
Did you actually have a dedicated deep freezer, or was this the refrigerator in your kitchen?
It was downstairs in a deep freezer.
Okay.
All by itself.
So it's not like when you went to get some Ben and Jerry's, you would open it up and see it every time, right?
Well.
What are those sound effects on the door that went meow?
No, but I used to say hi when I went down to do the laundry. Hi, Bagel. How are you?
Bagel the cat,
Yeah,
really?
Bagel. You know what? You were talking about old TV shows. Do you remember Alf?
Alf was the alien life form.
Alien life form.
And Alf used to eat cats.
Yes, that was his favorite
on the
dish.
show,
that was on his planet, you know.
Yeah, there was a cat.
That was in the
Lucky.
family. Yeah, Lucky.
Yes.
The cat was
and
named
Alf,
Lucky.
Alf was sitting in front. Help me, please, Ken.
You're not going to get any help today.
How does reality TV beat that?
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to finish this story. The end. Anyway, the cat was named Lucky, and Alf would sit there in front of the cat, and he would try to hypnotize the cat. And he'd go, no, you're a bagel, you're a bagel, you're a bagel.
That's how you got Bagel the cat?
And that's how we got
I love it.
Bagel.
Okay. All right.
Unfortunately, Bagel passed on into the other world.
See, we had a dog.
Your freezer.
We had a dog that we were trying to make
next to the locks.
Right.
We wanted the dog to go meow because we had cats and dogs. We wanted the dog to go meow. So we dunked him in a bucket of water, put him in the freezer until he was frozen, then ran him down to the table saw, and he went meow.
Silence.
Did we both do that at the same time,
Yes,
Pete?
we did. It was exactly because I didn't even hear a delay in that.
No, that was instantaneous. That was pretty good.
Ken, let's go to the next song, please.
Listen to her.
Oh.
It's the cat.
Yeah, gave it away.
I guess that gives it away.
I sort of,
He reaches
yeah.
into his bag of tricks. Felix the cat.
This was
wonderful,
yeah,
wonderful cat.
yeah, and this
You
was
laugh
about the
so
same
much
time,
your
black and white
sides
cat
will ache, your
cartoon,
heart will
about the
fit
same
a
time
sad
that
one.
Popeye the Sailor was around too. If you remember the old Popeye the Sailor, and now Popeye had a nemesis, the bad guy.
Brutus.
But he also had another name, Bluto and Brutus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and two
and I
different
never,
names.
that always figured. There we go. And it always bugged me that there was Brutus and Bluto, but they're the same guy. How can that happen? And the other characters on this one?
Olive oil.
Olive Oil was the girlfriend. How about Wimpy?
Oh, yeah, and didn't he have a father?
Oh, yeah, the old Pappy was the old sea captain. Yep. Wimpy, I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
That's right.
Remember when Robin Williams did that role?
Played the role. That was probably one of my favorite roles. It was one of the worst movies he ever did.
Yeah.
But he played the role so well.
He played it true to form.
Yeah,
He was
he
brilliant.
really did.
Yeah, he was.
Brilliant.
That was,
Now,
that was
do you
he did
remember
a great job.
one of the characters on? I was going to say one of the fictitious characters on the cartoon, but that's what he was a little he was a little short magical guy. Who was he?
On Popeye?
Yeah.
Huh?
He would disappear and then appear again.
It wasn't Sweet Pea. That was the little baby.
Sweet Pea was the baby.
The baby.
Yeah. The little character. Yeah, a little character would just pop up and then disappear.
What's the first letter in the
E? It won't help.
No.
Eugene, the magical Jeep.
I don't remember that at all.
Jeep.
Jeep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Eugene, the magical Jeep.
You know what? It looks like we may have a television specialist calling in. WSKB, good morning. Who are we talking with?
Ed.
Hi, Ed.
Good morning, Ed.
You're not going to tell us another bad joke today, are you?
No, I'm not going to say another bad joke, though.
Okay. What's on your mind, Ed?
Is it Marvin the Martian? Or
No.
Oh, the little character. No, the character was Eugene, the magical Jeep.
Oh, my God. I don't remember that one. I love Popeye, though.
No, yeah, it wasn't on too many episodes, but the one he'd go around and he would do magical things. But I don't know whatever happened to him after the end of the show. When Eugene didn't have a life after Popeye.
What was your favorite cartoon from back when?
Oh, my God. My favorite cartoon would have to be, it was Bugs Bunny. Yeah,
Bugs Bunny. Yeah.
Oh, my, where's the kaboom?
There's Marvin.
That was fun.
And Roadrunner. Roadrunner.
F Troop. Remember F Troop?
F Troop.
I know it's off key here. But
Yep.
F Troop was one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Right.
Thanks for calling in, Ed.
Thank you. All right.
Oh, yeah,
have a good one.
thanks.
All right.
That's good. Yeah, these are always fun shows because it's just nostalgia tripled. I mean, it's cubed. I guess 3 times 3 times 3.
What do they even have today for cartoon? It seems like they're all kind of silly.
Yeah, they are. Well,
they're not. They don't have
the substance of our cartoons.
Well, if you happened,
It was all downhill after G.I. Joe.
if you happen to
G.I. Joe.
tune into what's called Adult Swim.
Yes, late at night.
There's some good stuff there. Mr. Pickles, Robot Chicken.
Pickles.
Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff on Adult Swim.
See, but that is targeted at adults, and kids don't get it. Bugs Bunny, Roadrunner, you got the humor. It was just
the adults caught the adult jokes in there too.
Exactly.
Yes.
and that's what makes it so good today, because we can go back and see the same show and laugh at it all over again.
One of the things I learned from the whole Bugs Bunny Looney Tunes era was symphony. I learned Bach and Beethoven and Mozart,
Silly
and I learned all these musical pieces because they played. I mean, remember Leopold, and Bugs Bunny comes out and he's conducting the orchestra. I mean. All the music was done by an actual
Symphony.
yeah.
Symphony orchestra for the shows. Nobody
Killed a
realizes that.
wabbit, killed a wabbit.
They did it a whole opera.
Yes, exactly. And that was a long cartoon.
Remember
Walt
the
Disney
hair
did
clipping?
that. Remember Walt Disney did that?
And he's clipping the hair. He's cutting his hair, and yeah.
Oh, it was beautiful stuff.
Also, you learn don't buy anything that says Acme on it.
Yet Acme Auto Parts survives to this day.
Yeah, right.
You know, speaking of Acme, you can actually go onto YouTube and do a search. There is a joke,
A novelty company?
a joke cartoon where the coyote actually does catch the Roadrunner.
Oh, no.
So you see him towards the end of this clip at a table eating the Roadrunner. It's sitting on the table like a turkey at Thanksgiving. And then he's done eating them, and then he feels all depressed because there's nothing to do.
That's cute.
The Roadrunner was another cartoon. Now, through the 70s, that's when things started going downhill because all these parent groups started getting together and go, oh, it's too violent. And Roadrunner was a perfect example.
Yeah, and that gave us Captain Planet.
Yeah. So the Roadrunner would outsmart the coyote. He'd end up going off the edge of a cliff. And now the original cartoon showed him, that still moment, second in the air, and then boo, going down, 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 down. And what do you see? A little mushroom cloud at the bottom of the canyon. Poof. That's hilarious.
And then the anvil falls onto him.
Right, exactly. Yes.
Or something else extremely heavy.
Right. So that was hilarious, and then the topper to the hilarious. Right. So all of a sudden the parents decided, no, we can't show the mushroom cloud or the anvil. You lost the 3 parts of funny.
Who ever thought of putting an anvil into every episode? I mean, that was genius.
There's somebody who lives in a closet,
Boulder.
and they knock on the door and they go, "We need an anvil gag."
Boulder.
And I think there is an Acme company.
There is
actually
It's gag gifts. Yeah.
No, I think there's like a real company that
doesn't sell auto parts.
Yeah.
Well, Acme still sells auto. Never mind.
They do?
But Jay, you talk about
Volatile chemicals.
how they decided it was true. I mean, I grew up with those cartoons. I never thought I was going to jump off a cliff after somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think a boulder was going to land on my head. Seriously?
I
think we're that stupid.
I was smart enough as a kid to never stick my finger into a shotgun, too.
See, now, all of the companies I've ever worked with has a safety officer that's always my age. You know why he's so good at what he does? Because he's that's it. He grew up in a Looney Tunes. You don't do this.
Although I don't take the tags off of pillows.
901 WSKB Westfield. Hey, Pete, you have my top of the hour set?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's go to it.
What's your frequency count at the shopping train? I was crammed and locked out, not up to speed.
WSKB's programming is generously underwritten by Whip City Fiber. Westfield Gas and Electric wants to help you decide where they offer gigabit speed Whip City Fiber Internet next. Turn your neighborhood into a fiberhood. Get on the list today at www.whipcityfiber.com. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Friday mornings is something different on 89.5 FM. It's JP's Talk About Town.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
You're listening to Ken's Den with Ken Stomsky.
Yes, this is Ken's Den. We are doing our TV theme show
Foggy
thing
here in the studio.
And
it was a dark and foggy night.
Jay is 2/3 through his day already.
And the fires were crackling.
He's trying to be a Foley artist now.
Wait a minute. Plastic bottle and a cough drop bag.
Oh my God! Who the hell?
Donuts. That sounds like a bag full of donuts.
A bag of donuts.
Good.
Yeah. See? Not only does it smell good. Wait, the sheep.
I knew that would get some attention.
Who let the sheep out?
Who let the sheep out? Who?
No, that's not how it goes.
Ba.
So what are we doing?
We're
Ken?
getting
How you doing, Kathy?
We're playing TV theme songs, and we have Kathi Palmer in here, and Nick Morganelli in here, and Jay Pagluica, and we're trying to guess the themes, and the next few we're gonna know right off the bat, but then we talk about the show that we just heard the theme for.
I have a question, though. This is the 9th time you've done this?
Yes.
Have you ever stumped Jay?
Yes, he's been stumped.
Yeah, as soon as they get into the 80s, I'm all done.
I've stumped Jay.
No, I was curious. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm
more
sorry
than
for the
once.
interruption.
I'm wondering, is this more of is it a guy thing? Because Kathy, you were kind of like amazed and a little worried that we knew so much about cartoons and episodes and specific things.
I'm really worried.
Because my wife is the same way. She's like, "How do you remember that?" I'm like, "Well, how do you remember what I was wearing our first date?"
No, that's different.
I don't know.
That's way different. No.
Kathy is a stage person. Okay, she puts a show on in here. Okay.
Oh yes.
No,
right, Kathy?
Wives remember a lot of things for a lot of different reasons.
Yes.
Let's not go there.
So in the first half, we did cartoons, and it took a while to get through some of them.
Yes.
So we're getting away from cartoons, and this is a group that was considered mid-morning sitcoms.
Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed, a poor mountaineer, barely kept his family fed.
That's an easy
Then one day he was shooting at some fruit, and up from the ground come a bubbling crew.
And everyone knows the lyrics.
Black gold, Texas sea. Well, the first thing you know, Jed's a millionaire. Kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. Said California is the place you ought to be, so they loaded up the truck and he moved to Beverly Hills, that is, swimming pools, movie stars,
like Ken
Well, now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and Ken, and they would like to thank
Maybe not.
Is this the extended version?
This
Oh, it's a minute and something. This is the close, though.
Hillbilly, that is.
Yeah, this is both of them.
Set us take your shoes off.
Yeah, that last verse wasn't included in the show.
Yeah, that was the close.
Yeah.
Welcome back now, you hear?
So the thing that comes to mind with this show is that vehicle that would never pass a Massachusetts state inspection.
It would never pass any.
The family
inspection.
truckster?
Yeah.
The family truckster is the name of the car from National Lampoon's
I know
Vacation.
what it was. I know exactly what it was. With the double taillights.
Yeah. Modeled after a Ford LTD Crown Victoria wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who wrote that theme song?
I know you just looked it up on your laptop.
Scruggs and somebody.
I remember Scruggs. I couldn't remember the other. That's
Okay.
why. Flat and Scruggs.
All right.
Classic.
And why should we know that?
You should know that. They were huge in the bluegrass field of musical arts, as it were. All right, yeah, crickets. Never mind.
Oh, you want crickets? I'll give you crickets, Jay.
Thank you. All right, so
Jay had one of his pregnant pauses there, and I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I already made my dog go meow. You know how to make a cat go woof?
Oh, no, I don't want to know.
You make a cat go woof.
No.
You take a cat and you grab that same bucket, but you put gasoline in it, and you soak the cat in the gasoline. You sit him up on the counter and light him with a match. You go woof.
I like that
Okay, back to Beverly Hills. What can you tell us, Jay?
I like Mr. Drysdale. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he was an interesting. Jane
Jane was his.
She was wonderful. She was wonderful.
She was
A great
uniquely
character.
innocent. Yeah, she was like, no, just don't do that. Oh my! Yeah, that car that they were in, did it have a name? Was that one of those cars that was made by who was it? George Barris? Wasn't it a George Barris car? He was the guy that made the Batmobile and the Munster.
He did
coach.
the Munsters car, yeah.
Oh, and the Munster coach and a lot of those old TV cars. But where was I going with this?
I know somebody that owns the
we have
Muppet
no
bus.
clue.
There's a Muppet bus?
Yeah, the double-decker Muppet bus. I know the guy that owns it. He lives in Long Meadow.
See, now the Muppets were another good cartoon.
He donated. They weren't a cartoon. It was a live-action show.
Well, live-action Muppets. The Muppets were cool. What was the name of the two guys up in the balcony?
Waldorf and something. The two hecklers.
Statler?
Statler and Waldorf. And why were they named Statler and Waldorf? Two fancy hotels in New York City.
Bert and Ernie. Why were they Bert and Ernie?
That one I don't know.
Oh, come on. You really don't know?
I knew this, but I forgot.
I'm so excited. It was from Wonderful Life. Bert and Ernie, the cab driver and the policeman.
Oh.
Bert and Ernie. That's why he
Robert Aki, you're the one.
I'm so excited. Mark that down, Ken.
Robert Aki.
You stumped Jay.
I'm so in love
I knew
with
something Jay didn't. I'm really excited now.
I can tell.
I don't know what the Martian's instrument was, but I knew that. Okay.
It wasn't a Martian's instrument. It was the weapon.
The weapon.
Kermit the Frog here. There was another one.
There you
See,
go.
now the Muppet Show was cool because they blew stuff up, right? Now that was cool.
Gonzo blew stuff
He
up.
blew everything up. You can't do that today because they blow things up. And that was funny then. What happened?
Oh,
easy, Jay.
Tell us how you really feel.
We need to calm Jay down. Play something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, easy.
Yeah, what do you mean
gotta
easy?
play the other one the other thing that goes with that. And so we can say which is which.
Yeah, the competition is...
The competition would be the next track.
Yes.
Okay, well, all right. So we'll let this one, the whole thing run. Now, what lived under the stairs?
Spot.
Spot, the fire-breathing dragon.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Spot the fire-breathing dragon.
Do you realize that there were two Marylands on that show?
Yes. Kind of like there were two Darrens on Bewitched.
Yeah.
Like nobody noticed, right? and
This is the other one?
And he always did it with a low vibrato that was just wonderful.
I don't know the words. I forget. The Addams Family.
Well, we all know that part.
So what was the other one? The other show? The
Munsters.
Yes, not the Monsters.
And you know that just like there's I Dream of Jeannie or Bewitched People, there are Munsters or Addams Family.
You're right. They're very polarizing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there was a remake of this.
There he goes. This would have been the first movie.
Who was the artist for this song? It's easy.
Run DMC. I don't know.
No.
Tupac.
No.
What's his name?
A knock and a voice, yo, can Hammer come out? Now I don't mind being a friend and showing a little bit of Wednesday.
He just said it.
Miss Festa, man, them some strange neighbors. They do what they wanna do, say what they wanna say, live how they wanna live, play how they wanna play, dance how they wanna.
See, now I remember when the movie came out, and here's Lurch driving the car, and this is on the stereo. That was hilarious. that was just great.
The man that wore the baggy pants, MC Hammer.
That's the guy I was trying to think of his name. Yeah, MC Hammer. Yeah.
See, all this is doing nothing for me because I'm one of those people who's a Munsters person.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That's one of your questions you asked.
So give me are you a Munsters or Addams family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually answered the wrong one. I think I said Addams family, but I like the Munsters better.
Mm-hmm. See, but the Addams family lent itself to so many other characters, and the movie kind of developed a lot of those. Cousin It, yeah, I mean, that was just so well done. You know,
which one had the hand?
That was Thing.
That was Thing. Yeah.
Thank you, Thing. Yes, and in the movie that was just a disembodied hand running around doing everything.
Hey, Nick, you actually you answered Munsters on that one.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I did.
Yes.
Oh, you got that written down there?
Yes.
Yes.
You don't think we do these
notes from the?
Look, he remembers this is the 9th time we've done this. Yeah, he has notes. He goes.
Now, this is going to be a psychological experiment for the psych department to see what this actually means.
Yeah, I've been saying that for three and a half years.
I'll tell you what it means. The guy over there, he's crazy.
It really means.
I know I'm cray-cray.
We're not going to find out anything we already didn't know about.
Okay.
Oh.
Moving along now.
Break time, Ken?
It's time.
Yeah, it's time. Let's take a quick break, Pete.
Underwriting for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Rocky's Ace Hardware. For all your fall cleanup needs, plus you'll experience our legendary helpful service in every department. Rocky's, rock solid service since 1926.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Thursday morning from 6 till 8, it's Patrick Berry, owner of the Westfield News Group.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
That's true.
we're discussing this next weather event.
Tell him the thickness. Nick says the thicknesses crash and it changes over to snow.
Now you know what this weather.
We're not going to get a lot of snow though, because I think with everything being wet, it'll.
Yeah, it won't stick.
Let's do an official weather report at about 9:35.
Yeah, what you were hearing right there was the backroom weather, the studio. Stuff that you don't normally hear on the air.
We're not paying attention to anything.
I have the
going
jingle
on here.
for that. So you want to hear the jingle?
For what?
The weather report.
Well, play it when we do the weather, not now.
Oh, I thought we were going to do it now.
No, 9:35. Didn't you even listen to me? Jesus Christ, Pete!
I was finding the jingle.
Kathy, you heard me say that, right?
Yes, I did.
I was finding the jingle.
Well, I'm not worried about the jingle. I'm worried about the next track. We need to start making some headway on this.
All right.
Looks like
This is an easy one.
Fred McMurray. More than one son.
My three sons.
There you
Fred
go.
McMurray.
I knew it was one of those shows.
Who was the old guy? I can't remember his name.
Yes,
The grandfather.
I know. Wait, give me a minute. He was in a lot of Disney stuff.
Yeah, everything Disney. Oops, sorry.
And I remember Tim Considine was a son. Tim Considine.
Oh, God, I don't remember the kids.
O'Grady was another one, and the youngest was Chip something. Those were the boys, and then
told you
one
she'd
left,
do good
and
at
another
this.
one. Another one came in.
Any family show, right? You know.
I can't, and I can see him. I can see that man as clear as day.
But there were a lot of shows like that really taught you some good family values and
Right.
how kids.
Well,
should
we had
behave.
values back
I mean,
then.
Yeah, and it was in those shows, and then
we didn't have iPhones.
Yeah, to teach us the family
And
values,
you
right?
think
Yeah.
about it, we think we're so edgy
Or
today
Tupac.
when we have a show with just a mother doing it or just a father. Back then, there were a lot of those TV shows where it was just a mother or a father.
a mom or a dad. Yeah,
My Three Sons, one parent.
Andy Griffith.
Danny Thomas, if you remember later on, he was a widower.
Yep.
I don't remember what happened, but he was a widower, and so it wasn't that unusual.
what was the one with the big guy that was the. Was he the butler? And he lived in like a high rise.
Mr. Belvedere.
Is that
Yeah,
what it
Mr. Belvedere was an 80s show, but
Because that was a single dad.
There
right?
was
in
there
that
was
show?
another one. Yeah, there was a father with two kids. They were his niece and nephew.
Yeah.
His niece and nephew.
Different strokes.
Yeah, that's
No.
Oh, now you're getting into
No.
it way different.
Oh, yeah, well,
you
that's
know?
another.
No, this was earlier. This was
This was
50s
done.
or
This was before,
60s. It was Dugan, something. Andrew Dugan. Duggan.
Doogie Howser?
Duggan.
No.
Andrew Duggan was the father. Well, he was the head of the household, and he had two kids, a boy and a girl. I can see them, red hair.
We had like this big guy with a mustache, a big butler guy.
Yeah, I don't.
He lived in a high-rise,
Maybe somebody
like
listening
apartment
knows.
complex thing,
I don't
condo.
remember.
A deluxe apartment in the sky?
Yeah, no. that's another
we
show.
know that one. Yeah.
I'm still trying to think of
Moving on up.
the man in My Three Sons.
Ready for 22?
Let's do that lightning round that Nick suggested.
That's what I was trying to do. You started
you ready?
talking.
Okay.
Just do it.
So wait, is this a competition? See, orchestra. See, symphony.
And you don't know this because?
I don't even know what it is.
No.
Oh, I recognize the riff.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, Ken's got this satisfied look like
I can't believe I
Because he's got the track list. All right, Ken, what is it?
Kathy, you're going to hate yourself.
It's one of those family shows.
Give me a hint. Give me a hint first.
Yeah, hint.
It's a woman's name.
A woman's name?
Yeah.
Oh. I feel like the kid in the back of the room.
Wind instruments need this piece in order for you to
I know what it
properly
is now.
blow into it.
It's the Donna Reed show.
Donna Reed.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Donna
right.
Reed. I forgot all about her.
Leave it to Beaver.
Yes.
Yep.
You don't want to hear any more of that?
No.
Nah.
You know the dirtiest sentence ever said by. Never mind.
Don't go there.
The Beeve? Never.
I'll give you this one a few minutes. It was a little tornado. That was the icon. Was a little
it Dennis the
tornado.
Menace?
Dennis the Menace. That's it.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch that one.
Easy.
That's
Dobie
a
Gillis.
giveaway.
All right, Dobie Gillis, but who played the part of Dobie Gillis?
Dwayne Hickman.
No. Well, yes. But he had. I won't argue
Dwayne
with
Hickman,
you.
Bob
But
Denver.
Bob Denver
happy to
played
say
what?
he's
Yeah,
like
Your
before my
thing
time.
about Gilligan, who played the beatnik on that show.
That's what I was thinking.
Bob
yeah,
Gilligan.
Gilligan.
Bob Denver.
Gilligan played.
Bob Denver.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember the name. I remember there was a Zelda.
All right, never mind. Next.
I gave it away.
From Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. Kathy's only seen the sights the girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. But their cousin, identical
Patty Duke.
Yeah.
I'm sure, but it's the same singing group and orchestra that does Top Cat.
Yeah. Exactly. I was thinking
like
Top
the
Cat.
same group
It's
that
got
was
that-
higher. That was at the
It's
same.
got that same jazzy
Yeah.
sound. Yeah. Easy. And he tripped over the hassock on the way in.
Dick Van Dyke.
Yes, that was it. Now, have you noticed late
Launched
night?
Mary Tyler Moore.
Yes, yep, he did. Yep, Dick Van Dyke Show. Have you noticed the new exercise program that Dick Van Dyke is hawking now?
No.
Yeah, there's some late night TV. It happens. It does Tai Chi or something with Dick
no
Van
kidding.
Dyke. Well, he is introduced and he comes walking onto the stage. And what has he got to be 80-something years old, right? He comes walking onto the stage right towards the hassock that he used to trip over at the opening of this. And at the last minute, he sees it and walks around. It's just a great opening.
He can't take that bump anymore.
His brother just passed recently.
I did see that.
brother.
Yeah, Jerry
Yeah.
Van Dyke. And what show was he in?
Coach.
Coach was
yeah.
he?
He was in
He was
another one
funny.
before
He
that,
was
My
really
Mother
funny.
the Car.
Yeah, that
Yes,
was back
that
then.
was a
but
long
he was,
time ago.
The people now know him from Coach. He played a
Yeah.
great role.
It
yeah.
was wonderful.
Well, he was always like way in the back seat from his brother Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah.
And then what happened was, and this was the first
But Jerry
breakout.
was a huge stage actor.
Yes.
He was a dancer.
Yes.
Stage, yeah.
You're right.
Awesome
Well, they
dancer.
both were dancers. Yeah. Okay, next.
Go get that.
Go for the 3-hour tour. Okay.
I can name that song in 3 measures.
Everybody.
Don't even use
Everybody knows the words to that
I
one.
just
Next.
want to know where they got all their clothes. You know?
Yeah. It's like
They borrowed him from the Howells. They
they
had
were
the
going
suit
for a
chest.
3-hour tour, and they had
I know.
trunks and trunks of
wardrobe.
stuff.
Yeah.
Marianne or Ginger?
Yeah, there we go.
Here's
I love this show.
Love this show. Absolutely.
I want to let her hear a little bit of this.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Starts with an M.
Yep.
Second word N. 2 words. Somebody something. M.
And it's
McHale's Navy.
Ah, I forgot about that one.
Love that. When I used to go boating up and,
Yes.
I used to go boating up and down the Connecticut River. Somebody down there had what at least it looked like an old PT boat. I don't know if it was a real one, but they took the time and they even painted PT 73 on the thing.
that's awesome.
Great.
That's funny. By the way, answer to your question was Maynard G. Krebs.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Jeannie.
And she still looks great.
I dream of Jeannie. Yes.
Jeannie.
Easy down, boy.
And how times have changed. They would not let Barbara Eden show her
Belly
navel.
button. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
That's
Not
right.
allowed.
Wow.
Not allowed.
If they did remade the show today, they'd show the navel and have
then
it
some.
pierced.
Yeah.
As
What's
well
next?
as other parts.
Yeah, Jeannie would be wearing a thong.
Oh, gosh.
Another easy one.
Oh, yeah.
Jack.
You got some splaining to do.
No.
What two characters hated themselves or hated each other on this show?
Oh, it's
The neighbors.
characters hate each other.
Yeah, they with off
Ethel and
screen. Yeah, Ethel and Fred.
They hated. Yeah.
The actors hated each other.
Was Fred the one on My Three Sons?
Oh man,
He could have been. Yeah.
that could be.
No, I don't think he was. No, it's a different guy.
Yeah, he would have been dead then.
And it's the answer to this one is
I Love Lucy.
I love Lucy.
yeah.
Yeah. This will.
Oh, you're gonna hear this on Saturday night.
Saturday night.
I'm
at
going to
the
be there.
City Hall.
Me too.
Are you really?
I'm taking my daughter
I'm
on a
going too.
father-daughter day. She loves Star Wars.
Outstanding.
And this is the Star Trek Star Wars
Yes.
Symphony.
I'll be there.
Oh, we're going too.
I'm torn. I was
My
going to
mom,
go up to the radio show that
I'm
Lapis
going.
is doing.
My mom
okay.
and my girlfriend are going with me. I'm taking both of them
Oh,
because they
seriously?
both wanted to go.
I'm sitting up on the balcony.
Me too.
Still
Oh,
good
okay,
seats.
I'm gonna be
Still good
right
seats.
even with the orchestra.
Yeah, me too.
So I'll see you.
Yeah,
Outside it.
You know,
to each
that's
other.
probably
Be up
something
there.
I couldn't get into because, like you have Genie and Bewitched people, and Munster and Addams Family people. You have Star Wars and Star Trek people.
He's playing both.
Yeah.
But I'm only Star Trek.
Is
He's
there gonna
playing both.
You're
Is
a
there going to be
Trekkie
like?
or a Trekker?
Trekker.
I've actually been to Star Trek conventions.
Are they going to separate the audience, all the Star Trek on one side and Star Wars on the other? Kind of like the Democrats and the Republicans.
It'd be cool if they do all the Star Trek stuff first, and then when they get into the Star Wars, you can just get up and leave.
Oh, for Christ's sakes!
Oh my God!
I paid good money. I'm seeing the whole show.
Yeah, I know. I paid for these tickets.
Did John Williams do any of the Star Trek music?
No,
Alexander Courage.
There was a couple. There were a couple of people that put together a lot of the Star Trek.
Next Generation. I'm trying to think who did Next Generation, but Alexander Courage wrote the main title theme. That's kind of gone all the way through.
I'm going to put a plug in for Tanglewood. When the Boston Symphony Orchestra comes out to Tanglewood, they do this film night.
Movie night.
Yeah, film night with John Williams. It's usually in August, usually the second or third week. It's before the Jazz Festival because that's what ends the summer season there. But I remember he had the Raiders of the Lost Ark. He had the film. He showed the film of the young Indiana Jones getting on the train and stealing the cross, and then and the guy's chasing him, but no music, just the sound effects and the voices and stuff. Then they played the music live to the film.
That's awesome.
And you knew it was like live right there, and you couldn't. It just was just like the movie. And
chills.
Because the music, you don't realize how much music adds to the whole experience of a movie like that, of a film.
That's been something that
you got to go. John
one
Williams,
of the best marches of all time. This one.
Right.
Speaking of,
you got to tell me what you're going to say.
What movie is this from? Title track.
This is
it was
Raiders,
a comedy.
right?
No, it was a comedy.
Police Academy.
No, I'm sorry. I was wrong.
This is a show?
Movie.
Oh.
It's the Animal House?
No. It's
It is John Williams. And it was set in
Love this riff.
This is Bill Murray. This is
No, it's not Stripes.
It's not Stripes?
No.
But it had one. Who was
Sorry, John Belushi.
Belushi was a pilot.
Oh, 1941.
That's it.
Great march.
Yeah, and
one of the best marches of all time.
We talk about John Williams and the artistry of John Williams and his ability. Movie, it was learned early on. You put music behind the movie, so you create the mood, the suspense. John Williams just took that to a whole nother level. And one of his first movies that he scored was John Wayne, The Cowboys. And another one back around the same time was a World War II naval. It just fell out of my head. It'll come back to me. Midway. Midway was another one that he scored, and it just
he's done E.T. and Raiders of the Lost Ark and Jaws and
modern
he's done
days.
So many amazing movies.
Yeah. Anything with anything he does, it had horns in it, big horns. you know John Williams. But you're right. Seeing him at Tanglewood is the most amazing.
And he's coming up on I think 85. Gotta go see him.
All right, shut their mics off and take it to the break.
Now and then, I swear to God, Jay has taken a pointer from Bob Plasse when it comes to just not looking at the clock.
Yeah. All right, we'll take it to the break.
Can't see it.
9:33. Quick break, please.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. Visit on the web at baystatedental.com. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
He rules the roost on Thursday from 6 till 10. It's Patrick Berry.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Robar, entrepreneur, VIP, and founder of the revolutionary program, Think Your Way to Success. It's a 3-step program that's been changing lives and my income for the last 2 years. 5 years ago, I was a nobody, just like you. After my Think Your Way to Success program, I spend the entire weekend in my jacuzzi or engaging in the exciting sport of domino toppling. Hey, if you can think it, you can do it. One of my award-winning courses is sure to be perfect for you. The first course I call Think, Hold That Thought, Complete, because that's what you do. Step 2 is known as Learn, Start, Doing, where I explain the mysteries of starting. Or take the new accelerated course that will have you laughing and hugging strangers. Motivate, demonstrate, then motivate again. Just listen to these endorsements, and remember, these people volunteered. They aren't being paid much.
I've been on the Think Hold That Thought Complete program, and I have to say, I'm finally going to start my career in being a well-paid rich person.
Yeah, I've been thinking my way to success for a while now. It's some good stuff.
Call now and sign up for my Think Your Way to Success program. And if you want to think really fast, try my Crank It Out program. Call 1-866-434-SELF. Hey, don't just do it. Think about it.
837 WSKB, brought to you by Think Your Way to Success.
Good Lord. Where do you... No, I don't want to know where you found this stuff, because you were finding it while we were doing the countdown show.
I don't leave my house on the weekends with my seasonal effective. So I have a lot of time on my hands on Saturday and Sunday.
Frightening thought. Frightening thought.
Hey, Nick, do you have any information for us?
Yeah.
All right.
Some
Pete,
weather for you.
Let's
ready?
Let's get weather from an actual weatherman.
We'll make it short. Now here for you is the weather report.
Thank you.
Like that jingle?
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Jim Knapp gave that one to me.
So the weather pattern has changed. There's this thing called the North Atlantic Oscillation. So it's a pressure pattern that we watch at sea level in the North Atlantic. So it went from positive, which it's been in the last couple of weeks. Notice how warm it was, and now it goes negative. It's strongly negative, which is why when the North Atlantic Oscillation is strongly negative, you can get a lot of these big blockbuster storms, nor'easters off the coast, and we have 2 that are showing up on some of the computer models.
Now, you're saying I know oscillation is meaning going back and forth.
Yes.
How does that relate to this?
Well, because the pressure pattern changes. It goes from positive to negative, positive to negative.
Gotcha.
So, and it can happen in a matter of, it could stay that way for a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, and then switch.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to have a negative North Atlantic Oscillation. The forecasts for it to go positive by the end of the month are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much every forecast is for it to go positive. But while it's negative in the next couple of weeks, good chance of some big nor'easters. So this Friday, we have a nor'easter, some weather coming in. It's probably starting as rain on Thursday afternoon, evening, and Thursday night, but then it changes over to snow as the storm winds up off the coast. So even Cape Cod, they may get actually more snow than us if this thing is placed in the correct position. And we kind of we'll have little mild spells in between. But I think you'll notice the next couple of weeks being below normal, like it being a chilly start to March. So it's going to seem like the last 2 weeks of February. It's going to seem like February weather because I think we have more chances for snow as we go forward.
In like a lion.
Yeah, in like a lion. There's another storm potential for the next Friday into Saturday. So these two, Friday, Saturday this week and Friday, Saturday next week, chance of a nor'easter with snow, and that's good for spring skiing if you like to go skiing.
Not good for the race and the parade over in Holyoke.
Oh, what day is that?
Oh, that's
the 17th and the 18th.
Well, by then we should see it, change to a warm up. But that's not to say it's a high amplitude pattern where you get these big dips and swings in the jet stream. So we could still get another snowstorm around that time.
I still remember the April Fool's snowstorm where I was working for the Weather Channel.
Yes, 1997.
doing a live shot.
That was my first winter out here.
Doing a live shot at the intersection of 495 and 93 in a parking lot. Getting in and out of a truck with my tripod lashed to the bungee corded to the front bumper of the truck.
And 20 inches of snow melted in 3 days.
Right, exactly.
Because the ground was all thawed out already, so it melted from below and above. Yep. And the sun, of course, is really strong.
But I remember being
3 minutes of daylight a day now. So.
I remember 40-mile-an-hour crosswinds out there blowing snow. We were out there doing 6 hits an hour for the Weather Channel.
Yep. Yep.
Fun.
Get me up the truck 45, Pete.
There we go.
Okay.
We're going to get into some stumping territory here.
All right, here we go.
So brave is Corporal Rusty, though he is just a boy. How true is Private Rin.
This is before my time. I have no
I just gave it away.
Rin Tin Tin and Rusty.
Rin Tin Tin.
What was that, like 1960?
That was an old one. Oh, God, that was in the 50s.
Early 50s.
That's when I was a kid, yeah.
All right, what else you got?
46, next one.
Daniel Boone.
Oh,
Daniel Boone.
That's a giveaway.
Should have kept the volume down for the
Bess
first
Parker.
2 words.
Bess Parker.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Keep going.
Oh, this is easy. No.
No. Oh, this was
It's a cowboy. It's a cowboy. It's not red.
the other one. I can see it.
This is easy.
Gosh.
I loved this show when I was a kid. Loved this show.
Nope, you got us.
Artemis.
What? Give me a hint.
Artemis.
Wild Wild West.
Wild Wild West.
Wild Wild West. Yeah.
And then if you want to get to the, the current version.
The remake with Will Smith.
I love this song.
The Wild Wild West.
Taking a Stevie Wonder song. That was actually the remake was a good movie.
Was
It had a decent story to it.
All right, it just came to me. William Fawley, and he was in I Love Lucy, and he was in My Three Sons.
Okay.
It's the same one.
Let's get on to track 5-1.
Uh-oh.
If the first 2 words is the name of the song, keep the volume.
I don't know. I don't even know what track 51 is.
It's got to be a crime show.
No, it's a spy show, right?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Well, there was I Spy.
Is this the man from Uncle? Oh!
You got it.
I did not know that one.
No.
It was an educated guess. The man from Uncle.
The man from Uncle.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? All right, what's next? Oh yeah, Get Smart. That's easy. Oh, they did the remake and they kept the music the same too. So.
All right.
Oh. It's in the title. It's in the title.
The lyrics give it away too.
Yes.
Who leads a life of danger?
Secret agent, man.
To everyone he meets, he stays a stranger.
That's what it is. Secret agent, man.
Oh.
With every move.
Dragnet.
Oh, that's all I need to play.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. And it
That's
does
all I'm
it
going to
again.
give him.
It does it again. It does that same beat again. It goes, ba-dum, ba-dum. Perry Mason.
That's Perry Mason.
I didn't watch that show. Yeah, I recognize it.
All you had to do is hear the first part of it.
Yeah. Oh, well, 1 Adam 12. Yeah, Adam 12. Adam 12 is the show.
Yeah, Pete's
And you know, I have a
he's
Perry
just going
Mason
through them
for
now.
you. Raymond Burr auditioned for Hamilton Burger first.
Oh, for the other role?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's try this one.
Ooh, this one's going to be tough.
Yeah, I think so.
Matter of fact, I don't think any of you are going to get it.
It's got to be a crime drama of some sort. This is the FBI?
Is it? I don't even remember that one. Wow. Oh, wait a minute. Is that the one with Ephraim Zimbalist?
I don't know. I remember.
Are you getting metadata off of that CD over there?
No, because we played this as a golden age of radio once. Once.
Yeah.
That was a radio show that transitioned to television.
I think it was Ephraim Zimbalist.
Yeah, this one's going to be easy.
Hawaii
Yep.
Five-O.
Hawaii 5-0, yeah.
This is they kept pretty much the same music for the current show,
Yeah.
which I've only seen a couple episodes of.
Of course, they got rid of
The chairman?
they got rid of
The
Kono.
chairman's gone.
They got rid of Kono,
Yeah.
and they got rid of
I don't watch it.
Shinho Kelly.
Oh, okay. You know the chairman is on that show, right?
Mark the Cases.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, they killed him off.
Yeah.
All right.
We're talking about the chairman from Iron Chef America.
Yes.
On the Food Network.
Oh, okay, yep.
Okay. Sunset Strip.
You have to do the.
Okay.
Surfside 6. Surfside 6.
That's actually the name of the show.
Okay.
I've never heard of that one before.
That's an obscure. I've never heard that one either.
One and done, one season. What do I mean?
Miami
I don't
Beach.
remember that one.
Surfside
Yep.
6.
Oh. I think I know this one.
You got me on this one, Ken. Totally.
Oh, I know this. I can't think of it.
It's a cop show of some sort.
It's like a spy show. Is it a spy show?
I don't know. I don't know this one.
Can't remember.
Nope.
I'm stumped, yeah.
Ironside.
Ironside.
9:48. I completely blew past the break. Quick one, please, Pete.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Commercial Distributing Company of Westfield. Now in its third generation of family ownership, Commercial is one of the premier beverage distributors of Western Massachusetts. The Plasse family and the staff of Commercial Distributing wishes you good times throughout the year and urges you to drink responsibly.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donuts shops of Westfield and the Sardina family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Wednesday mornings from 6 till 8, it's Tina Gorman with Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
9:49 in the morning. Slowly getting ready to wrap things up here. Kathy, this is the first time you've done a TV theme show.
It is. It is.
Yes. Here on the
Right.
Den.
You're right. It was fun. Thank you. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of shows that I remember, a lot of shows I don't want to remember, but but a lot of good ones. A lot of good shows.
And we'll see if you remember any of these. I got a few more before we wrap things up. Pete, let's go to track 6-2.
Keeps playing stuff before my time, I think. Oh, wait. I know this one, though. I know
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
It's a 70s cop show, detective show.
Don't know that. Don't know.
I don't know, but that's what it sounds like.
It's not Beretta or something like that.
No.
No idea.
All right, what is it, Ken?
Mannix.
Mannix.
I Spy.
I don't know what this one is either. I'm
Mod
stumped.
Squad? No, it's not the Mod Squad. Mod Squad!
Nick got it.
Wow, Nick, you're good.
Oh. Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson, Tonight Show.
The Tonight
Correct.
Show. Sorry, The Tonight Show.
Yes.
With Johnny Carson.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or is it the Johnny Carson Show?
No,
What's
it's
the name of it. When
the Tonight Show.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know this one?
yeah.
Never heard
So,
this.
It's not old.
That's why I don't know it.
Love this show.
Mission Impossible?
No.
No, it's not Mission Impossible. No. It's not I Spy.
Ready for a hint?
Yeah.
Carl Malden.
Oh, it's is it Carl Malden and Michael? What's his name?
Michael Douglas?
Michael Douglas?
Yes.
What the heck is the name of that show?
It's a cop show.
I remember the name of the show.
You got the actors right.
Tell me when you give.
What's the first letter?
I have no
T?
idea.
Not for T for the or the?
Yeah.
No, I mean the first letter of the next word.
S.
The Saint.
No.
No.
No, that was Roger Moore.
Ready? You give?
Oh yeah.
The Streets of San Francisco.
Oh, of course.
I don't even remember that one.
That's what I pull out of Kenny.
I was actually thinking the San Francisco something.
When was that? I don't even
It
remember.
was mid-70s. I love that show. It was great cop drama.
I don't even remember it.
Really?
Nope.
Was the original theme for that show?
Yes.
Quiz
Okay.
show Beat the Clock?
No.
Was it a quiz show?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, no.
Yes, it was.
No. It's a quiz show.
65. The original theme of Jeopardy?
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay. I paused myself.
No, it is not a quiz show.
No. We give up. Move on. What is it?
No, what is it?
The Late Late Show.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh.
Had to be part of a quiz show, though, too.
I wasn't even up then.
Yeah, I think that's probably
That's it.
end.
Yep, that's it.
The Late Late Show.
You know, I know.
I was a child. I went to bed early.
I know.
Yeah,
No, they turned it off in my day.
What
It
was
went off. Done.
who was the host of the Late Late Show now? He for a while he was following David Letterman. I can't for the life of me.
It was that English.
The older
English,
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't for the life of me think of his
older
name.
guy?
Yeah.
No, it was the English. The
You
English
know,
guy.
Jay
English-
would know this.
English accent. That guy.
No. The guy that followed David Letterman, the original Late Late Show.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh,
Tom
the
Snyder.
original.
Tom Snyder did it for years.
Tom Snyder is who I'm thinking of.
He did a show on ABC Radio Network that I used to listen to when I was in high school. He'd do long format interviews. I'd listen to it in my bed because I couldn't sleep. So I used to listen to Tom Snyder interviewing people. He'd be smoking. You could hear him smoking in the studio.
I haven't thought of him in years.
Yeah.
Did great interviews. He did the original Late Late Show.
Phil
I'm like back in the
Donahue.
80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there was one even earlier than that. So we went through a lot of vintage shows today. What type of shows are you watching nowadays, Nick? Anything in particular?
I don't even have time to watch any shows.
Mm-hmm.
I did DVR. I guess it was on last night. It was a premiere. It's a pilot show, Living Biblically.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
I thought it was pretty. I'm like, wow, they're actually having a show about
living by the letter of the law.
Good book and
living by the letter of the law.
Yeah, because everything is like
I saw the previews.
I've seen the previews for that. I didn't bother.
It's a comedy
setting it
though,
up.
and they actually have a rabbi and a priest that.
And do they walk into a bar?
No, well, they consult for the show to make sure there's nothing that's offensive or inaccurate. So it sounds pretty cool.
All right. We all know what Kenny's been watching.
Yes,
Big Brother.
Garbage television.
And do you like swing music? Swing?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I got to give a plug here. I'm on a board of directors for the Medic Now Foundation. And we're having a big kickoff event. It's in Plymouth, Massachusetts, but I'm going to work on getting a bus from Western Mass to bring people down. It's to benefit veterans and military families to help them with out-of-pocket health care costs. So we've got this company, PEX Card, that's donated the whole platform. So basically, a military member, a veteran, can go online to medicnowfoundation.org as soon as we get our 501c3, which is sometime in April, and they'll be able to get a stipend for out-of-pocket healthcare costs, whether it's a copay or eyeglasses or what. So we're having this big thing in Plymouth Memorial Hall on May 5th, Saturday, May 5th. The American Bombshells. You know these girls? They do like the Andrews Sisters. They sing like the Andrews Sisters. There's 9 of them, but they come in groups of 3. And they
they tour around the country.
Yep, and they tour around the country doing benefits for military members. And the Beantown Swing Orchestra, 18-piece orchestra from Boston, Beantown, right? So they're going to sing with the Beantown Swing Orchestra. We're going to have dancing, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But that's Saturday, May 5th in Plymouth. So I'll let you know when there's a bus and where it's leaving from, because I think we can get a good group from Western Mass to come down.
Keep us updated on that, Nick.
Thank you. Thank you very
I also
much.
want to thank you for coming into the studio, because guess what? This is the end of the broadcast.
Oh, you don't have one more jingle, huh?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm going to go out with my usual going out tune. Kathy, thanks for waking up.
As always, great time.
I really missed
Peter.
Hogan's
Thank you.
Heroes.
Next week on the den,
Next time.
Counselors Beltrandi and
Kathy.
Figgy will be in here. 2 weeks from now, we're
Oh.
doing a remote from Westfield Technical Academy. 3 weeks from now is Chef John Slattery's return. And then 4 weeks from now, making the list. Have yet to determine what the topic will be, but that's coming up at the end of March. I want to thank you for tuning
Why we've
in.
gotten so much snow in March.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching on Channel 15 or WhistleTV.org. That's all I got for you.
Bombadita, 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 bombadita,
Until
bombadita,
we meet
bombadita,
again.
bombadita,
Happy trails to you.
bombadita, bombadita,
Keep smiling
bombadita,
Uncle Ben.
Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather.
Happy trails to you. Till we meet again.